Hello everybody, welcome back to our Lockdown Protocol task tutorial. Today we're going to show you pressure. I say today, but they're all coming out at the same time. So I was talking about this briefly in the introduction and lay of the land video. This machine room here might have canisters in it, but you don't need these canisters ever. So you can use them if you want to. They're extra, they're there to help you if you open up this room. But you don't necessarily need them to finish the task. Everything out here should always be there to help you complete the task on its own. So you're going to have 3 yellow, 3 red, and 2 blue. The easiest way to do this is just to go as low as you can on one at a time and work your way up. So each one of these numbers on the bottle corresponds to how much pressure it can handle. You pressure these up twice. This red can go on most spots. The yellow one has to only go in specific spots, and the blue one can go anywhere. So the blue one has a 3 on it. That can literally go to any spot. So this canister, that's why you have to work your way up instead of just putting these on. I always start with the lowest number first because this one can go anywhere and it can mess you up later on. They will always be balanced if everything's working right, and there's usually only one solve for it, but it's just better to be careful. Like I said, those extra parts are in the back, and sometimes you get like extra blue canisters, and that's kind of nice if you just want to quickly throw something on there. Or if you're a killer and you want to come over here and mess with pressure, you can keep putting like blue in a spot you know blue doesn't belong because it'll work anywhere. And then if somebody powers it up all the way, it'll really throw everybody off, because you have to balance both sides with the parts you're given. So here's what I like to do. Just collect all the gas bottles in the room. That way you're not doing pressure and someone can sneak off with one, because it is really easy to sneak off with these. I think that's everything. If a lot of this information feels like, well, a lot, then, like I say, we'll go through every step-by-step that I'm doing again anyway. Just kind of giving a brief overview, and then we'll actually do the pressure together. Okay, so here's what we got going here. I put it on the lowest possible combination. So these can blow off as we level it up 1. This one can as well if we need a blue there. So if we have to go up 1 step or 2 steps, we'll know, and that's where the numbers come in on here, whether we go up 1 or whether we go up 2. So I start with the lowest, just all yellows and a red, and then we'll power it up 1 level. Okay, so nothing blew off on this one. That means all of this works, but just to be very, very sure, what I like to do is put the yellow where the red is, because I know this will all work with yellow on step 1, but this one might also work with yellow on step 1. So I'm going to power it up again and just see where we need to be. Okay, yeah, so that one works with yellow as well. So now we'll go up to step 2. Alright, and here's where we have to fix something. So since that was at the top, that was step 2, and these 2 blew off, you know, as we hit the maximum pressure on here, we need to go up 1 level. So that means from 1 to a 2. And I'm just going to switch these real quick. We already had a 2 there. I just want to, again, double check that this one doesn't need to go red as well, because it might work all the way up with 1. And I'm going to move this out of the way. They blow off right in front of the pressures. And let's see. Okay, perfect. So that's why I switched these. I just wanted to make sure that that one actually goes there. Otherwise, if I had used 2 reds, let's say I left that one red and then moved a red onto here because we need a red there, this would have still worked, but we would have been down 1 red canister for over here, and that one would not have worked. That's where you get into some trouble with the way you do pressure here. And that's why you have to be absolutely certain that they're on the lowest possible settings. So now this one over here, you can just kind of put in any random locations. And we know these 2 are going to work no matter what, so we just kind of are working on these right here. And then the reason I double pushed the pressure up is because I already knew it was going to work on level 1 since we had already tested it at level 1. And that's why I kind of just bypassed that step. Now, if you ever need to power this down and take other parts, you can. Like, let's say you don't have this one right, you've tried every combination, you want to just double check this one again. Unless this is blue, you can always power it down and just double check. So we're going to do the same thing we did over there now. Just hit it once and see what happens. All right, everything works so far. So we'll power it up again and just see if anything needs to be moved. All right, so these two blew off, and it was at the very top level. So now we know for sure that this one has to go up one step to a number 2, because it's a number 1 and a yellow. And then this one, since it was red, we know that has to be a blue. So either one of these could be wrong. We'll just switch it and check if it is. Okay, looks good so far, and then that should be it. And now it's blue. So we have done our pressure task, and that is exactly how you will do this. Like I say, work your way up from the lowest possible. Double check everything, switch the yellows around on setting 1 just to make sure. But that's the easiest way to do pressure, especially when you're learning it. You can get faster and do different things as you learn, but the easiest way to go is just to make sure you're as careful as possible with the numbers. Also, make sure people do not stand here or over here, because you will get blown up by pressure if it pops off and die. Yeah, it's actually really, really wild. People go through that room unknowing that pressure's being done if you don't call it, and they will blow up there. So that was our pressure task. And also, like I say, if you need the tutorial refresher in the game, you can use this or use your tablet. You can always open it up and show where the task is, what needs to be done. All those machine parts will be found in that storage room where we got the pressure canisters. And that is our pressure task. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll get to the next task after this one.